General Hospital fans, there's a big shift coming that could shake up several storylines. With Steve Burton taking an extended break from the show, his character Jason Morgan will be off screen for a while. And that raises one major question. What happens to Britt West now that her main romantic connection is disappearing? While Jason is away, the writers can't just leave Britt standing still. She'll need a new direction, and that very likely means a new love interest. Based on recent rumors and behind-the-scenes buzz, it sounds like the show may even be testing out future pairings for when Jason eventually returns. Interestingly, some recent leaks have turned out to be accurate almost immediately. Chemistry tests that were rumored ended up happening within days. That suggests the show is experimenting fast and isn't afraid to pivot. Jason is expected to remain on screen through late March, then vanish until around July, which gives the writers about 3 months to reinvent Britt's storyline. So let's talk about possible romantic options for her. First, it's worth noting that Port Charles doesn't exactly have a huge supply of available men right now. Most characters are already entangled in complicated relationships. Still, a few possibilities stand out. One interesting option is Rick Lansing. He's always been a complicated figure, manipulative in the past, but recently showing signs of wanting redemption. Right now, the show seems to be testing Elizabeth Weber with Dante, which could mean Rick's future with Liz is uncertain. If that door closes, pairing Rick with Britt could make sense. Both characters have dark histories and have done terrible things, yet both are trying to change and rebuild their lives. Rick has admitted how isolated he's become and how few people would truly care if something happened to him. Britt is on a similar path, repairing her relationship with her mother and slowly letting people back into her world. Their shared past mistakes and desire for redemption could actually bond them in a powerful way. Another fan-favorite possibility is Nicolas Cassadine. He's currently off-screen and expected to be released from prison eventually. If he returns, Britt could easily reconnect with him. They were once deeply in love and even engaged. Britt cared for Spencer as if he were her own child, and their relationship had real emotional weight. Both Britt and Nicolas come from notorious families, the Faison legacy on her side and the Cassadine dynasty on his. Their shared history of bad choices and emotional damage makes them oddly compatible. Many fans still remember their chemistry and would welcome a reunion, even with a recast Nicolas. Now, the most shocking and controversial possibility would be pairing Britt with Dante Falconeri. This idea alone would probably infuriate half of Port Charles. Dante despises Britt, and for good reason. Years ago, she stole his and Lulu's embryo and carried their child, planning to raise him as her own. When she returned from the dead, her behavior only reopened those wounds. That history makes this pairing feel almost impossible, which is exactly why it could be soap gold. The enemies to lovers trope has fueled some of the wildest stories in daytime TV. The show has done this before, like when Carly Corinthos fell for Franco, or when Laura Spencer married Luke Spencer despite their horrific past. Even Franco Baldwin went from villain to romantic lead. These relationships weren't healthy or realistic, but they were unforgettable. That's why Dante and Britt, as twisted as it sounds, could be the kind of shocking storyline soaps thrive on. One impulsive night, one emotional breakdown, and suddenly Port Charles is on fire. With Jason leaving soon, everything is about to shift. Britt's story can't stay frozen, and the writers will have to choose a direction fast. Whether it's a redemption romance, a nostalgic reunion, or a scandalous enemies to lovers plot, her next chapter could change the entire dynamic of the show. One thing's certain, Jason's exit isn't just a break, it's a turning point. And whatever comes next for Britt may be just as dramatic as the love she's losing.